Last week, the zoo was a little too crowded for us, so we moved on over to the Mustard Museum, located here in Madison, Wisconsin. They had just about every imaginable variety of mustard. It was insane how many different types of mustard there were. And if you're a mustard lover, you can take home whatever flavor you want. And they have a mustard tasting bar, so you can try it before you buy it. Hey everyone, it's Willow, and I hope you enjoyed this week's episode as much as I did, because we had a blast at the National Mustard Museum. At first we were worried because we weren't sure if it would be accessible for Caden's rollator, but we did find an elevator that led to the Mustard Museum, and it was painted a beautiful mustard yellow. The walls were adorned with mustard art. That includes comics, movie posters. Okay, maybe they're not real movies, but they're pretty cute. They made Men in Black a mustard poster and Forest Senf, which is German for mustard. And I'm pretty sure this is how they get the yellow lines on the street. This mannequin clearly had too much mustard. It was amazing how many varieties of mustard they had. This is literally just their Dijon collection. Mustard doesn't just come in a jar though, there's also mustard seasonings. And this museum was also featured in a Jeopardy question. They have over 5,200 varieties of mustard. This was saying the yellow M&M is yellow because of mustard, because the founder of M&M's loved mustard. Now, I did a bunch of research and couldn't find anything on this, so I'm not fully sure it's true. Here's a little bit of shade towards ketchup. It's a news article that says she left to buy ketchup and her house burned. What a shame, she should have been buying mustard. This museum also houses fine mustard art. You might ask what fine mustard art is. It's the lost artworks that featured mustard, like the birth of flavor, or this Salvador Dali, the persistence of condiments. Here are different types of ground mustard that you could buy. And some people even store their mustard in little pots, and they're highly collectible. Mustard also has a spicy cousin called horseradish. If you haven't had horseradish, it makes your eyes water and your nose run. And I remember during Passover, my grandpa would take a spoonful of it and turn beet red. If you don't want to get mustard in the gift shop, you can get it from the world's only all-mustard vending machine. And if you're from Canada, you may recognize some of these mustards. So if you're a Canadian follower of mine, comment below if you recognize any of these mustards. And if you're not a follower of mine, make sure you hit the subscribe button so you can stay tuned to where I'm going next. Shakespeare even mentions mustard in 4 of his plays. Ketchup's not even mentioned once. Mustard has even been used as medicine to help with joint pains and aches. Behind these beautiful doors, which I couldn't figure out the significance of, if there's a reason, maybe comment it below if you know. I didn't see anything saying anything on it. But beyond those doors was the Mustard Piece Theater, where you could watch mustard educational videos. If you're in England, you might recognize a few of these brands of mustards. And down here are Ireland, Wales, and Scotland. These are South American mustards. And this is a display of mustards from all over, from Azerbaijan to Japan to Australia. And on this display, they also had a little sign that said, "We know the makers of the Russian mustards below are not responsible for the war in Ukraine." And they had Russian mustard as well. This tiny little tube of mustard was served on British Airways flights in the 1960s. And it's a tube of Coleman's mustard, which they had a whole display of. Now, some of the displays were just featuring their gift shop items, like these shirts here. They're all pretty cool, and you can get them online on their website. This place had mustard from their ceiling down to their floor. When I say this place is packed with mustard, it really is one of the largest collections of mustard I've ever seen. Or come to think of it, only mustard collection I've ever seen. Being from Florida, there is no escaping the mouse. They had Mickey Mouse mustard, they had Donald mustard, and Goofy mustard. Imagine saying past the Goofy mustard. Also, here's a mustard manga. Say that 5 times fast. And this cabinet had all sorts of mustard accessories, games, mustard flavored soda and oil and seeds and pins, and of course Colonel Mustard from the game Clue. It's really wild how much mustard has invaded popular culture. Even baseball cards. Mustard jars can come in all different shapes, animals, faces, cartoon characters, you name it, it's probably been made into a mustard jar, and it's probably in this museum. And if you're not already worn out by mustard, wait till you see this mustard wall of mustards from across the United States. We're gonna go through this as fast as possible so you can see it and maybe see one from your own home state. In fact, if you're in the United States and you see a mustard from your home state that you recognize, comment it below. I want to know which ones are your favorite mustards. And if you're from Europe, you might recognize some of these mustards. These are the first 27 virtues of mustard. And I guess they had the world's longest mustard pass in 2010. These are mustard seeds in their various forms. Famous paintings like La Mostaza are available in the gift shop as postcards as well, and I actually grabbed a few of them. I didn't know this, but apparently Canada is the world's largest exporter of mustard seed. So who knew? And because mustard seeds are so tiny, an acre of farmland only requires 6 to 12 pounds of seeds. And they also have all the winners of the 2022 Worldwide Mustard Competition. Mustard comes in all sizes, and this is what you would see on like a street cart serving brats in the street. And this is just a giant mustard. And speaking of giant mustard, we are all mustered out, so let's get out of here and we'll see you next week somewhere different.